Welcome back, everyone, to Deep Dive Discussions. Today, we're unraveling a fascinating story about a recent Chicago snow event and a podcast that seemed to be ahead of the curve. You know, it's pretty remarkable, but someone listening to a particular weather podcast last Wednesday night would have been aware of the possibility of parts of Chicago getting 4 to 8 inches of snow, and potentially even 10 inches or more, days before it happened.
That's incredible, isn't it? Especially when you consider that, at the time, the official National Weather Service forecast for Sunday afternoon was calling for, wait for it, sunshine. They had a 40% chance of light snow Saturday night, sure, but no mention of lake-effect snow. So what exactly was this podcast, and who was behind this seemingly clairvoyant forecast?
Well, the podcast is called Weather with Enthusiasm, and it's hosted by Simcha Lefton. What's really interesting is his take on why he was able to put this information out there. He believes other forecasters were aware of the possibility for Sunday, but didn't mention it, because they weren't given a platform where they felt comfortable discussing something not yet in the computer models. But Simcha? He felt he had that platform.
So, he essentially went rogue, in a good way, you know? He looked at the European computer model, saw the wind direction and speeds, and noticed similarities to a big event back in 2022. He made an allusion to that, hinting at the possibility, without ever including it in an official forecast. This made his audience aware, which is honestly a huge service.
Exactly. He didn't issue an official warning, but he armed his listeners with crucial information. He mentioned Chicago being on the northern fringe of the main snow system, and then, importantly, discussed the potential for a lake effect event. For those who might not know, lake effect snow happens when cold air moves across warmer lake waters, picking up moisture, and then dropping it as snow, often in very localized, intense bands.
Ah, that makes sense. And that 2022 comparison is key. He noted how that event started with a 2 to 4 inch forecast that ultimately became 4 to 8 inches, and even more. That provided a precedent for exceeding initial expectations, right? It's a testament to combining model data with historical context, and a bit of guts to speak up.
Precisely. And as we now know, this indeed turned into an impactful winter storm for Chicago. The fact that an independent podcast was so far ahead of the official messaging is pretty telling about the different roles and responsibilities in weather communication. It highlights the value of diverse perspectives, especially when a forecaster feels confident enough in their interpretation to share it.